is time for fight number 2 of the afternoon elimination heavyweight bout. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner. Please make welcome, Hammer Morton.
Nobody that goes to a boxing fight that doesn't like to see the heavyweights get in there and bang. It's the guys that can change the entire outcome of the fight with one move.
Absolutely agree. They have that power that just one shot.
Speed, technique, conditioning, it's all great, but let's watch the big boys get down.
I think this has the makes to be an exciting fight. We got two explosive fighters in both Khalid Smith and Mr. Hammer Morton. And I think that it's gonna come out to who has a better boxing ability. I know that they both pack some power. It's gonna see who establishes the jab better and who's able to dictate the pace of the fight.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of watching Mr. Morton compete a number of times, and he's one of those guys that just loves to be in the ring. It's there because it's a pleasure and a passion for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. A longer layoff for Norton on this one. Speaking to him in the back, it's been July of 2016 since he's competed. So this is an absolutely necessary fight for him to shake everything off and knock loose all the cobwebs and just try to pick up where he left off.
And now, fighting out of the blue court shooting center blue corner, please make welcome, Khalid Smith Jr.
About the background on him.
Smith trains out of the House of Pain gym at my Estes and Tomas Gallegos, right there in the heart of South Denver, South Federal and Harbor roughly. I've had the opportunity to watch him spar a few times. He's got good technical ability. He's got a great jab. If he presses forward and he establishes that jab, we can have ourselves an interesting matchup here. This is his third year fighting. Going on this, and he's 9-0 as an amateur. 9-0 as an amateur.
So his fight career almost as long as Morton's layoff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fight number 2 of the afternoon is presented by Brandon Dodge. Come visit Brandon Dodge, home of the big deal for knockout deals. Number 1 Dodge and Ram store in Colorado, Brandon Dodge. It's now time to meet the elimination heavyweight fighters first. Fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner from Genesis Training Center in Arvada, Colorado. Please make welcome, Hammer Morton. And now, fighting out of the blue court shooting center blue corner from House of Pain in Denver, Colorado. Please make welcome, Khalid Smith Jr. This elimination heavyweight bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Referee Rob Mullins.
All right, guys, you were given your commands back in the dressing room. You can clearly see his midsection there. Keep everything above that. Same thing here. Keep everything above that. You guys got any questions? Touch him out. Let's do it.
I bet it's not often in sparring that Mr. Morton has to look up to his opponent. However, that's going to be the case here. So something unusual that Morton might be dealing with here is a fighter that's taller and longer than he is.
Absolutely. Right now you're looking at Smith using his feet, which is the right thing to do. I expect Morton to come straight forward, punches and bunches.
And Morton throwing with power early, not looking to have any finesse in his game. Going out to put his stamp on it.
A lot of ring rust there. A lot of haymakers being thrown by Norton at the moment. Smith is trying to establish his jab. I'd like to see him put a little bit more conviction behind that jab. Right now I feel like it's too low. He's not getting a lot of power behind it. There we go. Now he follows up with a nice right hand.
Smith looking really fluid tonight. You referenced his footwork almost immediately, and he's working that distance nicely.
Yeah. If he establishes that jab a little bit more, and then as Norton presses him, check hooks and finish with the right hand, I think he could have some promise there. He's looking for it. He's looking for it. He's looking for it.
Morton's come through nicely with the left hand a number of times.
See, right now, this is where Norton needs to be. He needs to smother him. He needs to stay in close, and he needs to work that body. If he works that body early on, he'll take those legs away from Smith, and then he'll find a more stationary target.
Interestingly enough, for a heavyweight fight, neither one of these guys interested in being in real close. Not hardly any clinch work. We've had a couple opportunities to try each other up, but they both just separate.
There goes that check hook that Smith just landed off that jab. I feel like the pace of Norton is slowing down. He might have blew too much early on in that first round. He looks a little gassed at the moment.
Oh, right at the end of the round, Morton has a good stamp on the end of the round there. If you're in Morton's corner, knowing that he's had all this time off, and like you referenced, looks like he has a little ring rust coming out, what are you telling him right now?
You know, I think they're doing the proper thing. They're not letting him sit down. It's going to draw too much energy to get him off that stool. I like to tell him to, you know, push behind the double jab, work to the body. He just landed a mean right hand towards the end, caught Smith's attention. I like to see him press, get back there behind the double jab, and ultimately just, you know, take that body out.
And we're seeing on the replay, like you talked about, Morton throwing those big winging punches. A lot of intent behind those, but it's pretty easy to see those coming.
Takes a lot out of you when you swing and miss that big.
That's the truth.
A lot out of you.
I try to explain that to people all the time, how much energy it takes to miss a punch. Until you've done it, you don't understand.
Oh, absolutely. He needs to settle down. If I was in their corner, I'd say you need to settle down, work behind the jab, you know, and place your shots. Place that right hand. If I was in Smith's corner, I would tell him, get back on your feet, get up, back on that bike, extend the jab, do not get caught in the corner.
Right. Dangerous place to be in a heavyweight fight is stuck against the ropes.
See, Smith needs to throw that jab with a little bit more conviction. He's pawing it right now. He's going to be open to that right-hand counter by Morton. All he has to do, if Morton's a little faster on that counter with that right hand, he can land over the jab with that lazy jab that he's throwing at the moment.
Smith trying to mix it up a little bit more now. A little more willing to step in and stand within range.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's pulling back after he's throwing those combinations. Very dangerous when you pull straight back from a fighter. You're more susceptible to counter shots. That's how he got caught towards the end of the first round.
Pretty much every coach you'll ever hear is don't back up straight.
Don't back up. You take an angle one way or the other, but you never go straight back. Boxing etiquette. The ref says that shot was a little low. I disagree. His shorts are a little high. You can't see his navel belly button, so.
And
there it is. Lands that double jab, right hand over the top.
And possibly speaking of Morton's conditioning a little bit, his hands are starting to come down just a little bit. They're down around chest level where they started out up around head or chin level. See how that plays out as this fight continues.
Definitely you see the effects of the 2-year layoff, but you know, he's composed. He's in there working. He's trying to finish the round big here. Yeah, Smith trying to reestablish that jab, but he's backing straight out. He's getting countered every single time.
Standout fighter LT Nelson in the corner of Hammer Morton today. Good guy to have in your corner, a ton of experience.
LT's a great striker, phenomenal, you know, known in the MMA, kickboxing, and boxing world. He's a tough guy. Good person to have in your corner, absolutely. I really applaud them not letting him sit in that corner. I'm telling you, if he sat down, you're extending too much energy. George Foreman did it. George Foreman, you know, wouldn't sit down in between rounds because you're wasting too much energy getting that.
So we're seeing here on the replay, these guys a little more willing to stand toe-to-toe than they were in round one. Looking to mix it up within the range. They both tasted the power of the other. Nobody's been staggered or anything yet, so they're going to be a little bit more willing to stand right there and mix it up. and could make for an exciting third round.
Absolutely. If I'm in either of these men's corner, I'm saying that it's a round apiece, and you have to come out explosive to go home with this victory.
Yes, sir.
He tried to start off with that check hook right away. Smith needs to fall back on that check hook and put that right hand behind it. He'll have success there.
And Morton looking like he's having some fun in this third round now. He's like, yeah, I'm back in the fight game. Good to be back.
He's applying the right kind of pressure. I would just like to see him work behind the jab.
There's the jab you've been calling for, something with a little conviction on it.
Absolutely. If Smith, wants to fight with that low Philly stance, with that left hand down low, he needs to be more explosive with it. Tommy Hearns had a great jab from that position, but he threw it with conviction. Morton's just throwing one shot at a time. It's not going to get it done. He's got to throw punches and bunches, punches and bunches.
For certain, especially like you said, thinking that it could be one round apiece.
Absolutely. There you go. Lands that right hand with a little bit more conviction. Should follow it up with the left hook. Now there's a 1-2 fall came back from Smith. Another straight right hand. Slight edge and quickness going to Smith at the moment in this last round. Very small edge and quickness, but it could be the tell on who's going to win this round.
And as much as we've talked about the power of heavyweight fighters, look at how tough these guys are. Neither one of them being staggered or even having to take a step back from the other's punches, and they've landed some solid shots.
Absolutely. Here they're going for broke. It's a close fight. It's a really close fight. I think that was the deciding round for the winner.
Agreed. Good time for the fight fans. Thanks for coming out and joining us here at the Grizzly Rose for Sparta Combat League's Mile High Madness. Manny Perez making his initial foray into the commentating world. Pleasure to have you, sir. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's nice for the fans to have the insight that you're able to provide.
It's a very close fight that we just saw here with Morton and Smith. I'm going to give the slight edge of Smith on this one. I think he started establishing his boxing ability just a little bit.
Smith putting his punches together in combinations there, which you had been calling for, and that shows why it really paid off there.
When a fight like this is that close, you have to go for broke. You have to empty the gas tank. You got to leave it all in the ring. That's the only way you're going to come out with that victory.
Yep. Scary proposition to open yourself up like that, though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
However, these guys not in the business of being scared too often.
You're in the wrong business if you don't if you don't enjoy to be hit a little bit in boxing. You're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business. It's truly a sickness. You have to enjoy to be punched, to be hit, and I do. It's almost like you need to get hit to wake yourself up.
Yeah.
You need to see what that opponent, that person in front of you has to offer, and then you play off of that for the duration of the fight.
All right, here's Sean with the official word.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Peel scores about 29-28 Morton. Judge Longmire scores about 29-28 Smith. And Judge Johnson scores about 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Khalid Smith.
I'm not surprised.